ICAI International Research Award 2021. Economic implication of global citizenship. The single world and global citizenship. Global governance and global citizenship. Migration and global citizenship. Poverty eradication and global citizenship. Sustainable development and global citizenship. Global citizenship and education, youth empowerment and global citizenship, financial inclusion and global citizenship, remittances, banking on global citizenship, offshore tax havens and global citizenship, digitization and global citizenship. The global citizenship aims to empower people to lead their own action. Along with the knowledge and values they have gained from learning about global issues, people need to be equipped with the necessary skills to give them ability and confidence to be proactive in making a positive difference in this world. Global citizenship believes that we have the power as individuals. Each one of us can change things, and each of us has a choice as how we behave. In our interdependent world, global citizenship encourages us to recognize our responsibilities towards each other and learn from each other. I believe the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning the whole world is one family, global citizenship encourages philosophy. In Tamil, Kaniyan Pungundranar says, Yadum Ure, Yavarum Kalir. Ellame நம்முடைய நாடு தான், நம்முடைய ஊர் தான், நம்முடைய சொந்தம் தான், எல்லோரும் இதை உணருங்கள் என்று சொல்கிறார் 3000 முன்பு. So what he says is the whole world is one family. Everything is one family. Every place is interconnected, interdependent. What a vision, considered vision, 3,000 years before. Global citizenship is very vital in a rapidly changing world about flexibility, adaptability, as well as about positive image of the future. With the rise of globalization, the concept of citizenship as a form of membership and identity in one nation state has changed. The increase in the number of countries allowing dual citizenship and non-citizen rights has made the acquisition of citizenship less pressing. Well, let us understand this. Dual citizenship is there. Even if you are not a citizen, you have permanent residency and your rights are there. So, single world and global citizenship, if you look at it, modern technology is creating a single world culture and promote global citizenship. Today, there is greater recognition that we move towards borderless world. Politics and economics have to converge at a global level, that territorial integrity is mere incidental. Global governance structures that transform the dynamics of policy making are becoming imperative to achieve sustainable development and economic momentum. Economic integration will create more dynamic grouping and will transform the economies of many countries, hence contributing to its sustainable development. The single world and global citizenship concept can be succeeded by connecting the culture, diversity and development. It's estimated 1% of the world population carries 2 or more passports, 1%. Hence, global citizens can also be dual citizens. The main advantage of traveling with 2 passports is to travel a wide range of countries. Countries such as Singapore and South Korea encourages dual citizenship up to some stage. Global citizenship to support economic growth and enhance the welfare of the world's citizens regardless of their natural origin and national identity is there, but your origin, national origin, ethnicity, race, gender or age. I have traveled extensively, right from America to Australia, many number of times. Everything is in a big picture, it's a mixed bag. Immigrant land. whether it's America or Canada, Australia or New Zealand, if you look at a fine mix of demography, even in advanced economies, it is not same old 50 years before. It will not be the same in the next 50 years. Caste, creed, race, religion, everything is changing. Now this pandemic itself has given us enormous amount of equanimity. And that's the beauty of this pandemic. While the human tragedy is unacceptable, but when it comes to recognition of the fact, it defied all the logics of caste, creed, race, religions and borders. That's a big message. I believe that the global financial crisis, which began in 2008, has resulted in changing face of the world. It has resulted in global slowdown. Financial economies will slow down. Our real economies will be stable. The crisis was good in a way because it was designed to deceive the common man. Financial engineering and toxic products dominated the world. Has become more richer. The income inequality is not bridged. So what's happening is, again, as an extension, the global governance has brought significant measures in response to global financial crisis. The interconnected nature of our world demands that global governance recognize necessity for coordination to keep the pace with the demand for a more far-sighted global order and hence encourage global citizenship. Global governance should recognize global citizenship. If you have to sustain global growth, we have to define ways and means of building global partnership and must proactively realign in the currency market, in trade, in banking, in finance. We must come together, not only in politics and economics, but as individuals and societies. The world is full of opportunities and recognize that it's borderless. People migrate to countries such as Canada or Australia. The Canadian and Australian immigration has developed a very systemic immigration criteria to recruit economic class migrants, which includes skilled worker and business class migrants to Canada and Australia respectively. The numerous linkage between migration and citizenship have received a lot of attention in recent days, especially with the rise of political conflicts, social unrest due to food crisis, poor governance, and natural disasters. Global migration has contributed to global citizenship. Global citizenship is an essential paradigm as we live global village where moral, ethical responsibility. Now, if you look at the poverty eradication and global citizenship, 836 million people still live in extreme poverty. About 1 in 5 persons in developing regions live in less than $1.25 per day. By 2030, eradicate extreme poverty for all people everywhere, currently measured as people living in less than $1.25 a day. And the principle is more important, and that's contributing for better peaceful nations. Global food production will have to rise 70% by 2050 as the world population expands to 9.1 billion from about 6.8 billion in 2010. The volatility of food prices in recent years has prompted developing countries with high poverty and weak safety nets to respond to ratcheting up consumer and food subsidies. Climate change has become a threat for global food supply. Global community believes all citizens have the right to share with the wealth in the world. You have a right to. This is planet Earth. How can someone can use it more, someone cannot? Foreign investments and trade agreements must protect and improve social and environmental rights, not just the economy. Global sustainable development would mean finding a sound balance among interaction designed to create a healthy economic, preserve environmental quality, make a wise use of our resources, and enhance social benefits. Global governance through the UN has given us a thrust on climate change through Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Convention on Climate Change. Global citizenship is a valuable tool in building sustainable communities because it gives people opportunity to address the environmental, social, and economic challenges faced by society, explore the actions needed for sustainable development. But the scale of the challenge of mainstreaming global citizenship into society means that other community services must be involved. For global citizenship to be sustainable, it needs to be owned by the wider community. More joint support and collaboration between stakeholders in building sustainable communities in one way forward. Global citizenship in education. Global citizenship education involves students' active participation in projects that address the global issues of social, political, economic, environmental nature. The main elements are global consciousness, the moral or ethical aspect of global issues, and global competencies or skill meant to enable learners to compete in the global job market. The global citizenship education is a response by governments and NGOs to emergence of supranational institutions, regional economic blocks, and the development of immigration, and the technology accelerate in substance. So we have communication technology which will work. These have all resulted in the emergence of a more globally oriented and collaborative approach to education. Global citizenship education gives learning by exciting, relevant and group real-time scenarios. You can have Harvard, Oxford, IAM going to US, case studies. Entrepreneurship is growing day by day. So it should challenge the misinformation and stereotyped views about majority of the world countries and allows children to counter ignorance and intolerance. That's what is happening. New generation kids are so profound in their pursuit of global model. It should acknowledge that we have power as individuals. Each of us can change things and each of us have choices about how we behave. Youth empowerment and global citizenship. Youth who do not receive multicultural educations are likely to view the interconnected society and economy as a threat rather than opportunity. They also positively perpetuate global injustice rather than work to create a better shared future. Students should have a comprehensive global citizenship curriculum in secondary schools in their community, teaching teenagers about global interconnectedness, cross-cultural dialogues, and local leaderships. Students should connect the local secondary school classrooms with participating classrooms abroad using social media, enabling youth to have impactful international experience with their own school settings, and citizens of the global world. Less likely to feel the threatened and less likely to perpetuate the global injustice because they want justice, truth in action, human rights, social justice, freedom, functional freedom. It's not an uncontrolled desire. They feel they are together, interconnected. Education for global citizenship helps young people to develop a core competencies which allow them to actively engage in the world and help to make a more just and sustainable place. Global citizenship has resulted in cultural transfer across the borders in the form of languages, dance, music, films, films, again, it's very important, food, and so on. We are seeing Indians across the globe, music, literature, Hollywood, Bollywood, Tollywood, festivals, name it. Enormous amount of values we have seen. India is globalizing in substance. It gives opportunity for a person to expose to rich and varied culture. Global citizenship encourages cultural diversity. Innovations in technology, such as mobile payments, mobile banking, and borrowers' identification using biometric data, make it easier and less expensive for people to use financial services while increasing financial security. The impact of new technologies can be amplified by the private sector adoption of a business model that complement technology platform that harness the promise of new technologies. GCC regulators have allowed competing financial service providers and consumers take advantage of technology innovations. Technology-enabled business models will provide access to improved products, adequate security, and overall improved experience to the customer. Technology is a key enabler for financial inclusion in the GCC. When it comes to remittance, we live in a scenario where citizens have become global and they move beyond their home countries in search of opportunities. 30 million people, Indians across the globe, remit over $70 billion annually. Arguably, on the United Nations listing, we are the top most FDI comes out of the remittance in substance. Now, if you look at periodically, they send a portion of their payback home to their family. The portion is vary depending upon the earnings. They also improve remittance to home countries and thereby promote economic momentum. Global citizens have significant contributed to global remittance industry. OECD, they are talking about offshore havens and global citizenship. OECD is working in G20 countries and the Global Forum of Transparency and Exchange Information for Tax purposes to support disclosure principles. Switzerland or Singapore, name it. Now they all are under one connection, G20, and essentially everyone is coming together to make sure global issues, global agendas are dealt with, whether it's global warming and climate change or combating, financing terrorism. By doing so, they are working to minimize the compliance burdens for both governments and financial institutions. So the parallel money will be killed. Those who oppose the demonetization, those who object to the cashless systems, they have hoarding. That all should be killed. Global governance through G20 has brought reforms to enhance regulations on offshore. There could be opportunities for redefining the methodology and execution to bring in more justice. Digitalization and global citizenship is another factor which we have to recognize. Due to the over influx of technology, customers are global citizens and one of their smartphones. They sit and interconnect via online multiple devices and social media networks and lead a digital lifestyle. To keep pace with such consumers who are global citizenship, retailers have evolved from doing so. They're conventional through the bricks and mortar stores to offering customers seamless online mobile shopping, purchasing and payment experiences. Banks are the link which provides the platform that offer both global citizenship customers and retailers novel payment methods, mechanism and solutions. To conclude, it's a valuable tool building sustainable communities because it gives people opportunities to promote environmental, social, economic challenges faced by society, explore the actions needed for sustainable development. Global citizenship education encourages youth empowerment. Education for global citizenship helps young people to develop core competencies again, which allow them to actively engage in the world and help them to make more just and sustainable place. Global citizenship who have moved outside their country overseas for employment purpose have significantly contributed to global remittance industry. And global citizenship can contribute to most sustainable development goals more than anything else. Global citizens can be dual citizens, as I said, 1%. Global citizenship is the need of the hour in removing hatredness, love. Everything is love, affection, trust, harmony. It's a beautiful saying by Abdul Kalam. When there is righteousness in your heart, there is beauty in your character. When there is beauty in your character, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world. So, கனியன் பூங்குன்றனார் வார்த்தைகள், அதேபோல் மறைந்த நமது முன்னாள் ஜனாதிபதி திரு அப்துல் கலாம் அவர்கள், பாரத் ரத்னா அப்துல் கலாம் அவர்கள் சொன்ன வார்த்தை, இவையெல்லாம் ஒரு நாட்டை சுபிட்சமாக வைத்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்று சொன்னால் ஒரு வீட்டை சுபிட்சமாக வைத்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும். அன்பும் பாசமும் பரிவும் நேசமும் வளர வேண்டும். அதன் மூலமாக ஒரு நாடு சுபிட்சம் பெறும், ஒரு வீடு சுபிட்சம் பெறும். அதன் மூலமாக ஒரு உலகத்தையே சுபிட்சம் செய்ய முடியும் என்பதுதான் அப்துல் கலாம் சொன்ன வார்த்தை. அதைத்தான் குளோபல் சிட்டிசன்ஷிப் என்று சொல்கிறது. Global citizenship promotes peace and prosperity, which encourages sustainable global growth. Thank you for your attention.